All right, y'all, this is part 2. We just gonna get right into it, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Part 2 of Gene exposes dirty Diddy, right? Gene exposes Diddy untold truth about Biggie's death, Mace confirmation, and verdict reached. Wow. This is part 2, y'all. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check it out.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So he didn't tell him to punch me. He didn't tell him to what you call. I know how Puff get down.
I know how Puff get down.
What do you think about, because it's almost like these interviews, and people are having these interviews, and there's a lot of people talking, and a lot of people, Mace has a voice now because he has his own platform, right? People are platforming individuals like Roger Bonds, and it kind of drowns out a message, right? Somebody could say, well, Gene Deal's not telling the truth, Roger Bonds is, or Roger Bonds not telling the truth, Gene Deal is. So what do you think about him getting a platform and being able to speak out about things that, some things that he wasn't even there for?
Well, your opinion in your mouth is just like an asshole. Everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? And if people want to bring people without doing their homework, you see, on those individuals, then that's them and their money. Now I see guys talking shit on platforms, but I never see the host say, well, let me ask you, brother, how do you know that? Like this one guy just got on this platform, Gene Deal gave Puff the ability to antagonize and come at people like that all crazy and shit. Intimidate people. Well, brother, how do you know that to be true? Who told you? Were you there? It don't matter with YouTube.
Yeah.
It don't matter with the internet.
Absolutely.
You know why it doesn't matter? Because as long as Gene Deal and certain people with relevance, name is in the title, it makes people go there to see it.
Right.
So that's gonna make your views go up.
Yeah. So let's say it's not punch you.
Huh?
Let's say it's not punch you.
Bro, I already knew it way before it happened. Way before Roger Bonds even said anything. Do you think that I'm not so in tune with the streets and people to know that Puff, I knew Puff had a hit out on me? I been knew that shit. No ifs, ands, and buts. I know what Puff does. I know a lot of shit that I don't say. And it don't have nothing to do with him screwing no girls, doing no sex stuff, because he never did that stuff on her. But he's done some ill shit to people that he shouldn't have had nothing to do with it. He should have kept his motherfucking mouth closed. And some people ain't here because of that.
Let me ask you this that people probably don't ask you. Knowing that you know those things, where are you at mentally in those times? Like your mental health, your well-being, because that's not something that you're just cruising past and you're okay, because even if it is, it's somebody that you once took care of that feels that way about you. You're still a human being at the end of the day.
But that's why you got to have other things in your life, bro. Like, the only time I talk about this shit is when people have me on their platforms. I've had God in my life for a long time. You understand?
Yeah.
I understand that you have to do other things in life. I write poetry. I write books.
Books, yeah. Put that degree to use.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. You understand? I help people with their problems. I talk to a lot of people, bro, with their problems.
Yeah.
I just had to tell a girl the other day. Bro. She said, I can't. My mother died. My father died 3 or 4 years ago. And I can't get over their death. And it's tearing me apart. I don't want to go out the house. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I said, let's get to the first thing. And I'm very sorry that your mother and father died. And she said to me that, I said to her, did you ever go to church with your mother and father? Yo, my mom and my father kept me in church. We all went to church together. We did that. And I said, okay. I said, so you believe in God? And she said, yeah, I believe in God. So I said, if you ain't believe in God, if you believe in God, why you ain't give it to God? Well, people really don't understand, bro, that my story is bigger than Puff, from Big L, from Fat Joe. Yeah. You know, I was at the Rucker with Fat Joe when he won the I can show you pictures, when he won the championship against
Rock Nation.
Rock Nation.
But we don't talk about the Rucker.
You understand? You know, all the rappers, it's a lot of stories that I can actually tell. Right. It's some people careers I could bury. You understand?
Right.
With the truth. Listen to me.
You were there type.
Not only that I was there, I know what really happened. And I ain't afraid to say it, but I won't say it because I don't have a problem with them.
So that's what I wanted to ask you. When you speak about these things, you speak very adamantly. It's very real for you, to you, obviously. It's your experience. What brings you to want to speak on these things? Is it a personal vendetta? Is it an opportunity for compensation? Is it a justice thing? Like, what makes you speak on these things publicly? Because you're sacrificing your own peace and maybe a few other opportunities, but...
And that's a great question. And it has become a little of all that now. It didn't start off that way.
Right.
When I first came to this thing, man, I did a documentary myself. Cost me $25,000 that I couldn't even put out because I would be sued because you had to have clearances, you had to have opt-out insurance, and you had to have some other thing I found out after I spent my money.
ChatGPT wasn't
That's
around.
a good amount of money right there.
After I spent my money doing the shit. And MREC has the stuff. You know what I'm saying? He has the footage and everything.
Might be able to drop that
You
one.
know, yeah, he probably gonna God knock on wood. I ain't here no more.
Right.
But anyway, to get to that, the question that you asked me, it didn't start off that way. Yeah, but my brother, it's some things happen, with Wolf Mother and Puff, with my friend D Ferg and Puff, and what I know he said about Wolf, and then he keep using his name like that was my brother, and you did some shit that you shouldn't have done as a man, and that man ain't here no more.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's from the city college experience and some other things that had happened. You understand? So now that's with him. I've told stories about other people, but I've told stories of things that happened, but because who he is and the situation is going through, it's been magnified.
Yeah.
You understand? So now it started out as, yo, I'm going to tell people about this dude character because he don't deserve no key to the city.
They're not seeing it. So
I'm going to tell people about this character. It's not only his character, I'm going to tell them how he treats people. Because he don't deserve a doctorate from Howard University. You understand? I'm going to tell people who he really is. So no kid would ever be following him as if he's supposed to be a blueprint on how a person should be. Because it's wrong. He didn't treat the dudes who was with him right to get him to that point.
Because it was known as black excellence.
Right, this is bullshit. I was speaking to the producer earlier today, and I just said that, and Chaz told me this before, is that if all y'all built this whole platform together. He's doing the engineering. You doing the hosting. You doing the hosting. You doing the security, or you doing, you know, making sure everything is straight.
Marketing, yeah.
Marketing or whatever. But Danza make it. They want him. He started getting millions from it. Now, you might have been knowing Danza when he was a kid and he didn't have shit. Do you think he wants you around him?
I would hope. But now he got the millies, right?
Now, everybody's coming to Danza telling him he's so great. He's the best thing since sliced bread. He started believing that. Do you think Danza wants somebody around him when he couldn't buy a loaf of bread?
No, you want the other people that's getting to it just the same way.
And that's how it happens. Puff never wanted the dudes around him when everybody was telling him so great. He brought me in one day. One day, me and Puff got into it in the studio. He had said some shit about Danny D. Kane.
Oh, shit.
He said, they gonna keep fucking around with me and I'm gonna drug them hoes and pimp them out to my niggas. He said that shit. I said, who the fuck you? I was walking out the studio. I said, man, what the fuck is you talking about? Them somebody's daughters, nigga. And I had to walk to the studio. I don't know why I went out the studio. I went out the studio. When I came back, oh, he was ready to get at me. Yo, what you say when you let out of here? You broke ass cop. Fuck up out of here. Shit like this. He started talking shit about me. I say, broke cop. Nigga, you ain't got shit I ain't got. I got a ring, you got a ring. You got a chain, I got a chain. I got a house, you got a house. I got a car, you ain't got a motherfucking thing I ain't got. Yes, you do. You got them green ass teeth in your mouth. Cause Puff used to have some grand gangrene shit around his teeth. This shit used to be fucked up crazy. if you see one of those programs, I think he was on either Drink Champs or something. He said, "Oh, y'all can't talk now because I got my teeth fixed." You understand? You should have been had them motherfuckers fixed. You understand? All that motherfucking money you was having. So I was talking bad about the nigga. I said, "Yo, man, you need to get some effort that." You know,
the heavy duty,
and put that shit in your mouth and just let it sizzle. You gonna want to swallow it. You gonna want to spit that shit out, but don't. You know, I'm going at this nigga crazy in the studio. You know what I'm saying? and he's saying shit, and niggas is falling on the floor, and all he was saying was broke cop, nigga, this, that, and the other. Get the fuck out of here, you cornball. I'm going off on this nigga just like that. So the next day, I go to the house. Picks him up. Get ready to pick him up. But I'm downstairs and the chef is cooking something. So give me something to eat in there too. So he said, hit the intercom. Yo, Gene, come upstairs. And I was like, fuck you want, man? He said, yo, come upstairs, Gene. So I go upstairs. So he said, yo, Gene, I'm telling you, I was lying here in bed and I was thinking about how you was talking about me last night. And I was dying. He said, you was killing me, man. He said, if you know any of them niggas would have laughed, I'd have fired their ass. I said, yeah, nigga, I know I had you. I know I had your motherfucking ass. He said, yeah, but you can't do that no more. Right. I said, I can't do that no more. He said, nah, Jen, you can't talk like that about me in front of people.
Can't embarrass the king.
You understand?
Quote, unquote.
I said, well, nigga, you don't say nothing about me, and I won't say a motherfucking thing about you. You keep my name out your mouth, I'm going to keep your name out my mouth. All right? He said, we good with that.
Yeah, he was
Puff ain't never say nothing else to me about that again.
Yeah, he didn't want to get cooked again, that's why.
Nah, but the thing about it is that because he knew that you can't tell me that and say some shit about me.
Because he's so used to having that power over people.
Right, and because I came up with him since '89 in the same gang and knew him from that stuff like that, he know he had that power over me. Yeah. Like he had someone like
brother.
that.
That's probably why he kept you around for a while too, though.
Well, he kept me around, brother, because I had power in the street because people in the streets loved me and they knew when I was with him, you couldn't do nothing to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He knew that.
Yeah, he knew that.
He knew it.
He knew that. He did a mixtape, and you goes, it's a mixtape out of '94, and it's what's the DJ? SNS. He calling out everybody, all the crews and stuff. So if I was just a plain old security nigga, why would he say, shout out to my man Big Gene?
Yeah.
That ain't a relationship with a security guy that you are paying just to do security. He knew I had my own name in the streets.
Right.
Because who I was. And the people that I dealt with and was around. Right. So that's what that's about. And all these cats, they want to give me the titles just no, bruh. I'll take that. But it was bigger, it was more than that. And I was like a big unk to the nigga at one time because I would try to tell him, man, yo, you gotta stop fronting. And he'll say to me, yo, Gene, look at the cars we drive, look at the houses we live in. We not fronting. Well, you right. But you ain't gotta flaunt it like that in people's face.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's a story that people really don't understand, and they really want to listen to me. If you trying to find me in any of that bullshit that we didn't know about, and then we just found out he was doing it, nigga, all you gonna get is practice.
Ain't nothing there.
It ain't gonna be nothing there about me, and it ain't gonna be nothing in there about a lot of the NYPD and the correction officers that work for him, because he knew who to do that shit around. People who get in trouble and do crimes with people who do crimes.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
There's a question that says, 3 men in a room. One with money, one with fame, one with fear. Who runs the show? Right? Now, when you have somebody that has all three, you got a monster. It's not just about all of us in this room with his ego. That's a monster in this room. So things happen. And people don't want to speak up about it. People don't want to be honest about it out of fear with that monster, with the money, fame, and that fear. Not respect, that fear. Is gonna do to him.
You gotta understand where Puff come from too, brother. You know, he never knew how to talk to girls. He never knew how to talk to girls. Wolf would get a girl and he'd be like, yo, if you let me fuck, I'll give you 10,000.
Damn.
He would do shit like that, bro.
Damn.
My man's got J-Lo with no word game.
Bro, you ain't have to. 50 said it best. I let my watch talk for me, my ring talk for me, my gun talk for me. Bow, what up, homie? When you get a certain kind of money, a certain kind of thing. Because I used to see girls come out the room, you know what I'm saying? I used to see girls come out the room, and I'd be like, and they'd be looking at me, and I'd be like, for real? Bad joints. For real? I would do that. I would embarrass them like that too. Yeah, they be smiling. Yo, it's a couple of Hollywood joints that came out. I'll be like, for real? Come on, man. And I used to like your movies.
You're supposed to know better. Everybody here.
Oh my God.
Yo, I want to, so like I said, with our conversations, I love having thorough conversation, but there are a few questions that I wanted to get to.
Get to them, brother.
Stevie J said that, you know, you're washed up, you got bad knees, and he was talking bad about you.
They
what do you got
to knees in here?
Yeah. What do you got to say to Stevie J for addressing you?
Well, listen to me, man. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. You understand? When you get somebody like Stevie J, who's multi-talented, he get caught up in that bullshit. I didn't bodyguard Stevie J. I can go on my phone and show you pictures. You understand? He just talking shit because
he's trying to protect Puff.
His lifeline was being cut off. You understand? I never had bad knees. I got this scar right here from playing in the Pro-Am. You understand? But that didn't make my knees bad. You understand?
Just needed something to say.
You know what I'm saying? He just had to have something to say, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Mace said, with the knowing the security took a shot. Nigga just want to have something to say.
Yeah.
You understand? Stevie J, you look at him, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe that these dudes who did not use drugs went to Miami, sorry about Florida, and California and got strung out on the sunshine and the good shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. These kids didn't use drugs back then, man.
It's real.
And they got turned out.
Yeah.
So Farnsworth Bentley, that's somebody that as a kid, I seen him all the time. And then now he's not around anymore. He's not any part of any situation. Everybody thinks he's going to be here. But in your opinion, was that somebody? Because a lot of rumors go on online about him. Do you think that the rumors are true that they say that he had relations with Diddy?
I don't think he had relationships like that with Diddy. I don't. I never thought Bentley. And I was there when they gave him his name. Now, it's a little suspect that niggas give a motherfucker their name.
I'm going to call you this.
And I heard somebody get online and talk about Puff gave him his name. You wasn't even there, man. Shut the fuck up. You don't even know what you're talking about. We was outside of Puff apartment on 74th and Park Avenue. It was this kid named Tony De Niro. If you see that video, the black kid who playing the guitar, that's Tony De Niro. He was some kid from California that Puff knew. It was him and Mark. He wrote The Devil, Dancing with the Devil. One of the artists who sing that song.
I gotta hear it.
Come on, man.
We ain't as good as you with the name. You got some memory.
Help the old guy, man. Mark Curry. Mark Curry. That's his name.
Mark Curry.
You know what I'm saying? Mark Curry. It was Mark Curry. It was Tony De Niro, Farnsworth Bentley, and me. Puff was in the house, and Mark Curry and Tony De Niro was saying, "Yo, man, you got to come up with a different image for Puff," because Puff was trying to change his image. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, a little bit more with the dressing and the suits, mixing the different ties, stuff like that. The GQ type of shit.
P. Diddy mode.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what Farnsworth Bentley was there for, because Farnsworth Bentley knew how to put them clothes together with the different colors and all this other shit like that. You know, and so now Tony De Niro was like, yo, you got to be like Farnsworth. And you got to be that butler shit like Bentley and stuff like that. You understand? We got to figure out a name like that. You know, and then I think it was either Mark Curry or him to say, well, just call a nigga Farnsworth Bentley. And I said, nigga, you about to let them change your name? What kind of nigga let somebody change their name?
Word.
He was trying to get on.
I said, you about to let them change your name?
That's rough.
Right.
That's rough.
And so that's how they came with the name Farnsworth Bentley. We was out on 74th and Park Avenue in front of Puff building, and Puff was upstairs. And then he said, yo, I don't care. He said, yo, and I'll just be over the top, and everything I do be over the top.
Mm-hmm. So he came in as a stylist, like that was his whole job?
Yeah. No, he was a personal assistant, stylist, stuff like that. Yeah. But he became a stylist and everything because he knew that fly shit.
Right.
You understand?
And then he started stealing watches.
I saw a post recently. They said that was how they ended up splitting up. He started stealing from.
Yeah, they gonna steal some watches.
Yeah, but then somebody get online. One of them guys got online and said, Gene Deal don't know what he talking about. He stole Jennifer boots. Jennifer had some $5,000 boots.
Even more sus.
And she was looking for the shit.
When you say Jennifer, you talking about J-Lo?
J-Lo, yeah, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, man.
Yo, man, listen to me. I want to help her so much in so many different ways and shit like that. And then she would say shit to me, man. You know, like, she was like, yo, Gene, people who look out for me, I look out for them and everything like that. And I said, she did buy Wolf a fucking watch for Christmas, didn't she? So I thought Wolf was looking out for her, shit like that. I don't know. I don't really know. But I was like, I'll say, Miss, and I'll be just like this. Miss Lopez, I am not at liberty to speak about Mr. Combs and any of his situations. I would always tell her that. Yeah. And then she'd be right there, Gene! Like they was trying to convince her that the reason that they be having all those girls in the studio sometime and be around because he has to have that image where girls be around like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The studio in a place like that. And I was like, how do you tell a chick that's been in California and living colors and all this other shit like that? That she got she don't know but game. And she be looking at me, she be like, Gene, would you tell them, do they think I'm Susie Sausage Head or something like that? I was like, Miss Lopez, I'm not at any level.
You're just Jenny from the block.
You know, I had an observation a little while ago when we did the Roger Bonds episode. Him and Diddy and J-Lo broke up around 2001. She came out with the movie Enough in 2002. You remember what that movie was about?
Yeah.
Domestic violence.
Right.
Is there any, and maybe you are not at liberty to discuss any of it, is there any relation to that?
I've never seen him even treat her or raise his voice at her.
Because all this stuff
I've seen him do
out.
Kim. I've seen him raise his voice at Kim. But I've never seen him do Jennifer like that.
Yeah, he don't hit the white girl.
Well, she also don't seem like she fuck off about that kind of shit.
I don't know. I think he just don't hit the white girl, though. I think that's all it is.
That's Puerto Rico, what? But I just thought it was funny.
I know where you're getting at with it.
I just thought it was funny.
I never seen him. Yo, she used to say shit, man, and I'm usually straight, especially around other people, women, but she used to say shit to that nigga to get my dick hard. I was like, no, I'm sorry, man. I forgot this is a family program.
No, shit. Yeah, I want to know what she said.
No. It be some smooth shit. They be sitting at the cafe, and I'm sitting around there doing security. She said, you know what the perfect day would be? And this little motherfucker be on his phone like this. She said, the perfect day would just be me, you, sitting at a little cafe like this, eating some calamari, sipping on some wine. And before the day could even end, we just be talking and talking and talking and talking. Now that's some real minute shit, but to see a woman of her caliber just say some, that's all she wants. When my chick be talking about, when I'm gonna get them boots, it's how you gonna get me.
Farnsworth is walking out with him.
Are you like, goddamn J-Lo don't talk like that? Why are you asking me all this shit?
All she gonna do is sit at a cafe and talk and talk and talk.
Now with J-Lo, were you there the day the Shyne incident happened?
I was supposed to go to work. They was calling me. You understand? See, what happened was we had off. You understand? We had off. Puff was, and J-Lo was in the Hamptons. They was finna do some kind of, he had got a yacht. And they was finna take the yacht out to the Mediterranean or some shit like that.
Right.
You know, so they was finna do some kind of, like, take some kind of ship, you know, to take the yacht away.
Right.
So Wolfman was at the show. I'm happy. And then Paul calls me up. Yo, Gene, Puff coming back to the city. I got him on Sundays. So, man, listen, you ain't hear from me. I'm off. So they went to the fucking show. Wolf told him, man, you with your girl, stay down there. Stay right where you at. Stay right where you at, man. What the fuck you doing? They get in the motherfucking car. How far is Tampa from here?
3.5 hours.
A little bit more, yeah.
Okay. That's a major city, so no, I wouldn't say that. Coming from New York City to the Hamptons, it's anywhere from about a 2-hour drive, an hour, 45-minute, 2-hour drive.
That's like from here to West Palm type shit.
Okay, I don't know where West Palm. Okay.
Yeah. West Palm Beach is where...
And it's still going to be a little bit traffic because you on the LIE. Because Wolf and them is in the club, this nigga is with Jennifer by himself in the Hamptons. He want to come all the way back to the city. So he drives back to the city. I didn't go. But from that point on, you know, after all that shit, I was with him a little bit more. You know, because when he got off of work, sometimes I got off of work, he wanted me to come, they wanted me to work with him, be with him, because he used to always ask for me.
So I have a question, right? So if you had work that day, would you have potentially been in the same situation that Wolf ended up being in that night, being with Puff that night?
See, you got to realize is that Wolf is a gangster that has a hot head. So he for that shit and he about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So he don't mind doing what he got to do. I'm the type of person is that I'm going to get us away from this, or I'm going to try to alleviate the problem and move the problem from him. You understand? You take care of that before it gets to that point. You know what I'm saying? I've done that plenty of times. You understand? I've done it at Heavy D birthday party here at Anastasia. Come on, Paul, we got to move right here. And Wolf like, nah, I ain't moving. Pop, 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 pop. That's going on there. We at Luke's party. Puff, we got to go. Yo, Wolf, Gene said we got to go. You want to stay right here? Stay right here if you want to. I'm going to the door. See, I would do him like that.
Right.
This nigga running behind me. Gene!
You the vet, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
Big Gene.
You got to see things before it happens.
Right.
And your job and your principle, you try to stop it from getting to him. I'm trying to stop it before it gets to him. People can say what they want to say, man. When you've done this so much and been around so many people and did this and stuff like that, it becomes a second nature. You know?
Yeah, you can see. I was thinking about it earlier when you were saying observing it. A lot of people, when they listen to you speak, they don't realize that as an individual like you are, law enforcement, you talking about the classes you went for the DEA, the security, you're naturally always observative. So when you're saying you think something's going down, it's not some like message from God every time. You're literally actually watching everybody in these crowds. You're watching to see where problems may occur and things of that nature.
Always.
You're very observative.
Right. See, check this out. Now, I gave this people for example before. And all us know this. At the club doing your thing. Yeah, I'm gonna get this, man. I'm gonna tear this shit up tonight, man. Honey feeling me and everything like that. Check it out. I want y'all to say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. The music stop. What's gonna happen?
It's still
She gonna stop.
Nah, you're still like, what do you mean? You're still vibing?
What we doing after this?
No. None of y'all caught it. Try it one more time. You vibing at the party. All of a sudden the music stopped.
Look at the DJ.
We look around.
Something about to happen.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now he caught it. Yeah.
Something about to happen.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the bitch right there.
Yeah.
Why stop? You wanna leave? Let's leave.
Yeah, but did the music stop in the middle part?
Lights come up.
Lights come on, what's happening? Something about to go down.
Yeah.
What you supposed to do? Head towards the door.
Get the fuck up out of there.
Head towards the door. I don't give a fuck what time it is, shit like that. You head for the door. security, a person that's security minded, you always thinking like that. What I gotta do? I'm with Scott Storch. We in North Hollywood. This nigga got $3 million worth of jewelry around his neck. He got a chain. Each one of the motherfuckers, he got a chain. Each one of the diamonds is 5 carats.
Damn.
Comes down to the middle of his chest. He got another 2-carat diamond ring. He got 10-carat diamond earrings. I mean, a 10-carat of the shit'll light up the
Kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
We're at Kanye West's birthday party. It's me, him, Jason, Buddha, and Gloria Velez.
Damn. Gloria Velez. Shout out to Gloria.
Right? A dude come over to me, my man D. Yo, Gene, I can't keep my wolves off this nigga. I'ma give you 10 minutes to get him up out of here. All right? I looked at him. I said, give me 5. He said, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes to get him out of here. We at the table and everything. They done brought bottles and everything like that.
Oh, shit.
I said, give me 5. I said, yo, Scott, it's one of me and I got 1 gun. And these niggas is about to come over here and rob you. I gotta get you the fuck up out of here now. Gloria Velez said, how you gonna let your security tell you what to do and everything like that? I said, Scott, I'm walking. Scott. I said, Scott, I'm walking to the door now. Gave Jason a hammer. You understand? Mm-hmm. And just in case. You understand? Got him up out of there. We went to the charter house in Malibu. She was talking all kind of crazy shit.
She didn't want to leave. She wasn't even privy.
But she ain't even thinking about Scott. Right. She's thinking about the next Vic she gonna get. Mm-hmm. She already got him. But it's stars up in there, it's people up in there. But bruh, if you gonna wear some jewelry like that, give me, 8 versus 80. I'd rather have 8 niggas thoroughly immersed than 80 with lukewarm enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. Nigga, listen here. We gotta fucking do it.
Yeah, word.
8 of us could do it. But this one nigga can't do it with all them right there.
Right.
So I said, give me 5. Got his ass up out of there.
Another question I got for you.
Go ahead.
Were you serious when you said that Puff purchased a casket too much prior to Kim's death?
I didn't say that, brother.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
I just saw something online that was talking about that.
Listen here, man. Right. The internet never fails you.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but some people, I've heard that too. Yeah. That he purchased a gold casket, but that wasn't me who put that out there, brother.
Okay. So that question was easy. And now with everything that's going on with the case, before we close out, we seem to be at that crossroads, a big day. Today they said that, and I know a little bit about it. I spoke to you earlier. You kind of put me down on it. You said that a verdict was read for, or a verdict is there for 4 out of 5 counts, correct?
Partial.
Correct.
Yeah,
partial.
And so in your opinion, what's going on right now?
Well, the judge is not going to take a partial verdict. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't want nothing. It still could be give room, and this is what I believe this judge is doing. he's not giving room for anybody to do an appeal. Because anybody can appeal.
Yeah.
The prosecution can appeal, and the defense can appeal. But he's leaving little room for appeal, for it to go to the appellate court. So he told, if there is a verdict of 4 of the 5, he's going to send the jury back in there and say, yo, listen to me. Y'all give me a verdict on all 5. Either is he guilty or not guilty. And I think that they were a little hung on maybe the RICO charges.
It's the word, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Hung jury.
There's a hung jury on the RICO charges. So he could still be charged and he still go to jail with the 4 charges against him. They just have to throw out the RICO.
I see. How long?
But the RICO carry life, and the other shit is 30 to life.
Well, the you got to realize, first time offender in the courts and stuff like that. It's the category he falls up under. So he might be looking for 15 years,
Right.
you know, for the sex abuse and
the other charges.
charges like that.
Were you surprised that he didn't call up anybody as a witness, his team?
You know what gave it up? Is that if you was following the trial, when they had his chief, when the prosecution called the chief financial advisor, Derek, and the cross went in, they did a cross examination.
Yeah.
A redirect from the cross of the chief financial advisor. He said this. It was crazy. He said this. He said, what do you think about Mr. Combs? He's a hard worker. He's great. You know what I'm saying? He has a task in front of him. They complete the task. He doesn't take no for an answer. He brings out the best in you. So then he said, so you would say Mr. Combs is a great guy, a good guy. And Derek said, nothing. And then he took too long, and then the defense said, I want to strike that question. You just take
Anyways,
because now the prosecution always have a right to what? A redirect.
Right.
Based on what the defense says. You understand?
Yeah.
So now, and when you redirect, then that's what gets you in trouble. So a lot of shit is this, man. He didn't bring no witness up in there, and he didn't testify because they didn't want no redirect from nobody.
Now, with such a polarizing figure like yourself, you're on interviews and some of the largest platforms. We see you on the Art of Dialogue all the time, Vlad TV all the time. There's also
Vlad TV once. And never again.
Okay. Why you don't fuck with Vlad no more?
No, I don't fuck with Vlad, bro.
again.
Never again. I went on Vlad because K. Slade was a good friend of his.
Wow.
And Chaz Williams told me once I write my books, Vlad will be a good thing on there. But Vlad is full of shit. I could say this directly, and I don't want to disrespect your program and your relationship with him and nothing like that. Because he's going to sit up there and say that he don't believe and I make up shit. Motherfucker, then say what I made up. You understand? I want you to believe I'm right here with y'all. Any questions you got to ask me the questions. So if you said I made up something, don't just say I made it up. Say what I made up. That's what a real man do. You don't go out and speak against a brother or anybody and don't say what he did. So if you're saying that, I just had him on my program because he was out there when Big got killed and stuff like that, but some of the stuff I don't believe him and he made it up. Well, say what I made up.
Yeah.
Because everything I'm saying is coming true, bro.
Yeah. And then in that same situation, right, he always has Wack 100 up. And he sticks by him. And I know that, you don't feel like Wack 100 is always telling the truth.
I don't care what Wack says. You know, I know where Wack came from. You understand what I'm saying? I know how Wack was made. You understand? Wack is using the 6ix9ine method of theory of the YouTube. 6ix9ine taught him that. Told him how he got big and what he did. Wack wasn't like that, bro. Wack used to be tight with K Slay. You understand? I met Wack 3 times in his life, and he tell everybody he knows me. And he met me at a party. So how do you get to meet and know somebody at a party? I never sat down and ate with him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never broke bread with him like that. But he fantasizes and build things up and want people to believe, and people believe him.
Yeah.
You understand? On some of the shit he say.
The narrative.
But I have a problem with Vlad not being a real man about his shit, and he's mad at me because the people who sent him to pay me to do the interview thought that he was going to make me be who I'm not, who I am. You understand?
Yeah.
He thought he was going to make like, I'm going to blow this up and I'm going to get something out of Gene. Gene is not going to do Gene like that. And when my whole thing just blew up on his channel, it made him look bad from the people who sent him. So now he got to spin the narrative. And it makes him look bad. So that's why he was having Reggie and Kane and Wack up there. All of them in the same clique.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And listen to me, man. God is too good. You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Yo, God is too good, man. When I just heard some stuff that happened to a kid that was coming at me crazy, and I just said, look at God. He'll fight your battles when you don't even need him to.
Yeah.
It's happened, man. I want the questions. I want the people come at me and ask me whatever they want to ask me. Because I have no problem with answering it. I'm not shying away from nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I like the question that you ask and stuff like that because people don't understand. If I'm doing interviews, I'm supposed to talk. I'm supposed to give you, I'm supposed to answer your questions. I'm not supposed to shy away from nothing. Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not supposed to shy away from nothing. That's why I want the people to come in and ask me whatever. But you know what I found out?
What?
You can't fix stupid.
Ain't that a
You
fact?
can't fix stupid, bro. And if I sit out here and I try to appease everybody, especially the stupid people who just can't see that it's certain people don't supposed to be out here. It's certain people that don't supposed to have a microphone in front of them.
100%. Now, can I ask you 2 questions?
You can ask me whatever you want to ask me, brother.
2 questions based on this. So, I do have the article in front of me where it said Gene Deal reveals Diddy's ex Kim Porter's casket was ordered 2 months before her death.
Now, who made that order?
Art of Dialogue, and you still fuck with them, right?
I fuck with them.
Yeah. So that's they said that you
I've
said
seen
it.
their stuff. They got some good
Gene
stuff.
Deal reveals Diddy ex Kim Porter casket, was ordered 2 months before her death.
Yeah.
That don't mean I said it.
Okay.
I could have heard it,
Okay.
but I didn't say it. I didn't.
Did this story come to light because of you, though?
No.
Okay.
No, it was already out there.
And then the other
And
thing,
I don't even believe I said that in the thing.
that was one of the articles I had seen.
But that should have been your job You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I asked
To do
you
the
about
research.
it,
To do the research and see, did I say that?
Yeah, but that's why I asked
I don't
you,
even.
yeah.
I don't recall saying that.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that I didn't make that up, or I didn't bring it up. You understand?
Yes.
I've actually heard that. And if I did that interview and I brought it up, I would have said I heard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he can use that. Said I revealed it to him because I could say I've heard.
The hell yeah.
You know, just like
I'm just asking you.
No. I'm not getting offended or nothing like that.
No. I'm just saying that's why I wanted to ask you about it. And then the other one was about 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦.
Right.
About 2017, you said you had an interview where you said you never seen anything. A few years later, you said that you do recall seeing a check.
That never happened like that. I never said that, bro. I never seen anything like what?
Never seen anything between Puff and 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦.
I never see. You take apples, you take oranges. You can call it fruit, but you can never say an apple tastes like orange or orange tastes like an apple. You can only say it tastes like fruit.
Yeah.
So now, if I say to somebody, if I never seen anything between Puff and 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦, I named all of them gambling. And I come back and I say to somebody that I seen a check. I never said the check came from Puff. I never said the check came from 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦. I said that Zip showed us a check for $1 million. So now somebody will run and say, "Oh, that's Puff."
Yeah.
So when Zip showed, and this is what I always say, you always tell the truth. I said, me and my man was on the stoop. Zip came around, and I think he had that Phantom, or I don't know what he had. He had something new. And he said, "Yo, I don't know how I'm gonna spend this." And he went in his right back pocket, showed us the check for $1 million. And he said, "Yeah, where you get from Black Ground Records?" So when he left, me and my man Slick say, "When did Zip get a record label?" So now, everybody in their mind gonna say, "Oh, I said I seen a check for $1 million for Kill Tupac." Well, in fact, you understand, I never said I seen a check to kill Tupac. I said I seen a check, and I was wondering, was that the check?
Yeah. Understandable.
Because I never knew Zip to have a record label, and that's what I always said, follow the money.
And it's also perfectly normal for you to think about scenarios and look back in hindsight, just like anyone else, and think, "Oh shit, maybe."
I don't have that right, bro.
What do you mean?
I don't have that right.
What, according to the people?
To people.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have that
Yeah,
right.
I know that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy shit about it.
I say that all the time while we're doing this, while we're in front of cameras. Like I might, and you've said it perfectly before, like according to the information that comes. Like, you know, there's times where I might speak on something and I might have an opinion about something, but 2 years later, more information could come my way and I could look back at that situation and be like, oh, and now when I see it, I could see it clear. But at that moment, I didn't.
You know what, Jewel, that I heard before and I constantly repeat it? And I want to share this. And you tell me if this is a good jewel. Facts change feelings, but feelings don't change facts.
I like that.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a good jewel. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, before we let you go, because we kept you here for a long time, I want to know.
Which we appreciate, man.
Yeah, I want to know, how do you? We heard a little bit about your mental health and how you keep going. But there has to be like some sort of like a way for you to get away from all this and you find your peace, or are you in your peace already?
I've been in my peace for a long time, but I'm human and you go back. I've learned how to cry. I never used to cry at all. Never. Thought it was weakness of a man. You understand? I learned how to pray. I thought I wouldn't get on my knees for nothing. I learned that cooking good food and sharing my talents as a cook with my friends is a spiritual and anointing thing that I enjoy. I learned how to do things that make me happy because life is too short, brother. You know, you have seen that sometimes God comes in the thief of the night and you didn't know that your girl was going to get bit by a raccoon today. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. So you got to enjoy life. You got to enjoy people around you as much as you possibly can because you don't know. So I take it like this. What you eat don't make me shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I do what's best for me, no matter what nobody say. I don't get caught up because I learned this internet, if have the real niggas looking fake and the fake niggas looking real. I ain't get no yeah, man. Okay,
Gene a trip.
Yeah, man. I enjoy y'all, man. I enjoy y'all podcast and everything like that.
Appreciate you.
And I've watched y'all a couple of times. I watched one time you was finna smash somebody out.
Island Boys.
That's a couple of.
I try to just stay away from all the bullshit, man. I tell people, you know, we used to hide it, right? Used to be like, oh, well, we got this studio, we're in the studio, but it's at home. And I stopped hiding it because it's like, this is something that when I welcome somebody into my home, I want to have a great conversation with them. I want to learn not only about the shit that Gene Deal's involved in, but who is Gene Deal?
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to bring my son in here for my son to dap you up and say what's up. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy having real conversations and for people getting to know the real you, you know, especially men.
Right. There's
too often that we just get our ass beat on social media and real life. It's just like, oh, you're supposed to be able to handle this. You know, we seen, I saw that video of you outside of that courtroom when you were having that altercation with the one gentleman that was talking to you and you were like, I'll knock you the fuck out. You know what I mean? And I seen it, and but more than anything, I thought,
that's
Donut. It's a real human being that can't.
Wow.
Like every time you're out there, it's like cameras, million questions. It's like, what about him? You know, why is always being pressed about, hey, tell me this or tell me that or do this and do that? It's like, what about him? What is he?
But see, sometimes, man, they'll never see you as a martyr until you're dead. Yo, what man would take it upon himself to go against a music mogul, as they call him? But he haven't made music in the last 10, 15 years. But what man would decide to say, I'm going to take my piece and for the people that I love and people that was around me, I'm going to let them know that they didn't die in vain, that nobody didn't care about them? What man would decide to say, I'm going to be a public menace or I'm going to be a public icon for standing up for right? I never knew which way this was going to go, but I knew God was leading me the right way. I started this conversation now by telling you that when I went to Vlad TV and he came on board and started this thing out with me and got me to my own show, I said, Rec, I had a dream, bro, and you gonna laugh at me and shit, but I didn't know where it was coming from. but I was in front of the Empire State Building, and I had a sledgehammer, and God told me one brick at a time. One brick at a time. It won't be me. Tupac said this. It won't be me, but I'll spark the mind of somebody else. So now, I used to hear people say on the internet all the time, and I think I might have heard you say it too. Y'all talk about Puffer do this and Puffer do that to somebody, and that dude Gene Deal, he be talking about him all the time. He ain't did nothing to him. Did you say that?
I didn't say it, no. I don't think he said it. But it's been said.
Right, well, because...
Yeah.
But I seen it on the internet a couple of times.
Yeah.
He said, y'all talk about Puff, even what you call, but that dude Gene Deal be talking about him, and he ain't did nothing to him.
I actually might have said that.
I swear I thought I heard you say it in one of your things.
I mean, yeah, man.
And you was talking to somebody, and they was talking about me and everything.
It might have been Roger.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'm saying that to say this. That, bruh, when you are anointed to do something, can't no man stop you.
Yeah.
You ain't worrying about nothing. God ain't finished with me yet, bruh. So people can say what they want to say.
Yes. Yes.
That young kid that you just got through talking about. Did you see him on the internet the other day? Saying they took his channel. He can't get home.
Oh, yeah.
He can't eat. He effed up.
What?
It's going to be a lot more. It ain't going to be.
Hold up. I ain't know all that. He can't get home. No, he told me he was on his way home. Oops. I talked to him personally, y'all. He told me that his channel got taken away. His channel got taken down. A couple of other people's channels got taken down, man. So, hey, that negativity don't play, man. It don't play. It's going to eat you up one of these days. So you got to, dude, Uncle Mike tried to be positive. I'm easy, baby. I'm laid back.
Be my doing. It's going to be God's work.
And he's doing it to himself. He's building that world for himself. You know. You know what else I noticed? Your life is really coming full circle. You know, you protecting your mom and being there for your mom, right? And somebody talking to you, and then you talking about the relationships that you got into, and you talk about the families and the kids that look up to you as a protector, and you became a protector. And at the end of the day, in a situation where people need you to protect them the most, you were the one that was there. Your life really has come full circle. You've been a protector this whole time. And that's dope.
Appreciate you, man.
Imagine.
Super dope.
Imagine. You said all that stuff that happened around 12. Imagine 11-year-old Gene seeing Big Gene now being a beacon for these people, right? Speaking up against the money, fame, and the fear guys. That's pretty full circle.
Yeah.
Coming from where you came from.
Oh, I know, man.
You know? I don't got to tell you. I know you know. I know you know. You know? It's amazing, man. It's a pleasure to hear you speak too. Intimidation has been a topic for people speaking around that guy's life and the things that happen behind closed doors. So I can't imagine you saw yourself speaking on this stuff 20 years ago.
Especially when you were the guy that...
But, bro, I did speak on it.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's what people don't understand.
For it to still be a thing, and the things that you say are also coming to light.
You can see on MTV 99, 2001, VH1. I'm speaking on this dude.
That's wild.
I'm telling people.
That's wild.
MTV could come out their vault. They had me in there for 5 hours. VH1, 4 hours. 2001, 99, Nick Bloomfield. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Bruh. And it's more about the character. It's more about the principles. It's more about, the integrity.
Absolutely.
I never talked anything criminal that he did.
You still sparing that guy?
You know what's wild?
He in enough trouble right now.
Yeah. Before you, well, I guess you just answered it. But your job at one point, if I'm not mistaken, right, was to be willing to jump in front of a bullet and die for this guy.
I would have. No ifs, ands, and buts or suppose. And have showed it and did it plenty of times. He knows that.
And the question.
But then again, the same guy that I would have saved life, he was trying to take my life.
Yeah.
The same guy that I would have saved life, the same guy I would have went to jail for, tried to take my life. And guys on the internet gonna say all kind of crazy shit like, I'm some broke, bum-ass bodyguard that, because the check stopped, every time I walked away. You understand?
Yeah.
I walked away. And I'm walking away now.
Yeah. Plus, Roger Bond said the checks weren't that good.
I don't know what. I thought they was. Bruh.
Different checks.
I don't think you're different checks.
Yeah, I'm just trolling.
He crazy. Yeah. I don't know. Listen, yo, shit. Bruh, he paid us for the first 10 hours, $650.
At that time, too. Okay.
I'm talking about, I left him in 2004.
Yeah.
So hold up now. You got to get at his house at 9 o'clock. Sometimes he don't come out till 12 or 1. Right? You running around the city, going this way, he going to meetings. I'm just, on my days, he going to get the kids.
Yeah.
He in the park, on the phone, I'm throwing the ball to Justin and Quincy. You know what I'm saying? To like 3, 4 o'clock. Then we go back to the house. They fixing the chef fixing some food and stuff like that. They go back around. Then he'll go get either Jennifer or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Still hang out. They go to dinner, do some shit like that, whatever like that. May do a movie or whatever like that. So now I've been there since 9 o'clock. He don't go in till about 1 or 2 or 4 o'clock, depending on what day, club, cafeteria, stuff like that. So now, at 9 o'clock, I'm talking about 1, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. For the next 5 hours, I'm making $60. It goes to $60 an hour.
Yeah.
Time and that.
So times 5, that's $300 to the 900. I'm making like $1,000 a day.
Yeah, that's some good money. And you're living a good life.
Babysitting.
I was just going to say, throwing the rock.
Adult babysitting. My check used to be anywhere from $1,800 to $2,400 every 2 weeks for 2 days. Man, I'm living like a fat rat in a cheese factory.
Yeah.
How much he say? He said his check was what?
My check used to be anywhere from $1,800 to $2,400 every 2 weeks for 2 days. Man, I'm living like a fat rat in a cheese factory.
For 2 days. Damn.
Who don't want that?
Yeah.
Hey, hold up.
Right.
Off the books?
Right. Yeah, because
Mr. Dill, I appreciate you. Orlando, Kato.
yes, sir.
It was another great one.
Wow.
Probably, this could be one of the greatest.
Definitely.
It's a great conversation. Plus, like, knowing the history and stuff like that. And just, see, a lot of times I try not to do so much research because I don't want to be full of bullshit. Because that's really what it is. Like, a lot of the times, if I know if I watch somebody else's interview or somebody else's shit, like I told you earlier, I'm very concerned with the way this industry is going and the conversations they have. So I try to avoid all the bullshit. And I like having real conversation with real people, and this was one of those ones. And I appreciate you greatly.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
Orlando, sign us off. This is the Dancer Project, baby.
Yes, sir.
Man. Good gracious, man. Gene Deal, he spilled a whole lot. He spilled a whole lot on that one. I didn't know, man. That's wild. Everybody seen the drama that happened in front of the courthouse. And then it was a lady that was involved. I thought the lady was part of Gene Deal or Gene Deal bodyguard. Come find out she was just up there. There's a picture up here now showing the baby oil and stuff. Oh my God. I don't know what to say, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. This joint was a 2.5 hour meeting. And it's funny, if you take your time and watch all this stuff, this may be in a whole hour, you might have like a 2-minute section that you learn something new. In my case, it was 2-minute sections that I learned something new. Hey, I thank everybody, man, for watching the channel. Thank everybody for rolling with a brother. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.